Hello, I'm Dr. Candice Matthews. I am the statewide vice chair for the Texas Coalition of Black Democrats and also the Harris County chapter president for Texas Coalition of Black Democrats. We stand here today in solidarity with this family who has been mistreated, who has been thrown under the bus under the egregious activity of corruption. We have, one thing is that we are for law enforcement, but we're not for law enforcement that's corrupt. We will fight and stand for law enforcement officers who is doing what they're supposed to do in the line of duty, above reproach, with integrity, transparency, and equity. We are here today with former police officer from Prairie View, Texas, Officer Gray. Officer Gray, good guy, doing exactly what he was supposed to do on the job. You know, it was an actual incident that he so happens to be on a specific case. Where it just so happened he got on a case that got him retaliated against. They got him abused on the job. They got him to where it was a hostile work environment. And on top of that, all because a whistleblower who so happens to be his mother, who's very active in the community, who gave all the tea and then want her to shut up. No, we're not going to have her to shut up, because this is what I want you all to understand. One thing that we do not stand for is any form of corruption, because our brother Martin Luther King said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
That's right.
And we want to ensure that, one, we are for human rights and civil rights. And this man's rights, as well as his mother's rights, were violated. This is why we're here today. This is why a federal lawsuit has been filed today. And then from a lot of the information that I've been getting, it appears to me I need to have you cameras down there with me in Waller County.
Yes,
because it appears that it's a lot of corruption and backbiting that's happening in that county. And by me being the vice chair of the Texas Democratic Black Caucus, I can go to any county, all 254, if I have to expose corruption. So I would like to turn this over to the litigator, attorney for the family, that's with the Booker Law Firm, which is attorney Allie Booker, so she can give details of this lawsuit and why this federal lawsuit is filed. Attorney Booker.
Unfortunately, we are here today because we had to file a lawsuit against the city of Prairie View, the city of Prairie View Police Department, and two high level officials who are no longer with them. However, at the time that they were there, they wreaked havoc against not only my client, but many citizens who spoke out against their ill behavior and their corruption, as well as other police officers as well. And you guys, I will always say that we love police officers. They lay their lives down for us every day. But there are just a few, and the few that there are run amok. This gentleman, my client, Mr. Rodney Gray, put his life on the line daily for the city of Prairie View and other jurisdictions who would borrow him for assistance. Unfortunately, because his mother, who is a citizen of the city of Prairie View, and others that are also citizens of the city of Prairie View, who would speak out against the misconduct, there, it upset a lot of the individuals who are in power. And you know how it goes, guys. Everybody has to kind of, we all have to abide by rules. And if you're going to hold other people the rules, then you have to abide by them yourselves. Unfortunately, there was corruption going on. The citizens knew about it. And whenever they would voice their opinions at city council, etc., they were hushed. And other people within the department, the police department, were sent to hush them up. Just so happens that they didn't need to go too far, because one of the people was my client's mother. And my client was bullied. He was subject to a hostile work environment. He was threatened, all because his mother wanted to take a stand for the injustice that was going on, and it just simply wasn't right. It's very threatening and disheartening for a chief to call you on your personal line about your mother, and then to continue on and ask you for other people's numbers so that presumably he can harass them as well for the same thing. Mr. Gray was put on that investigation well before Chief Leverins was in office. And because he was on an investigation against, unfortunately, the late Mayor Brian Rowland, he suffered a fate. And my client was wrongfully terminated. But before that was done, again, he was bullied, he was threatened, and he's even subject to malicious prosecution with an oppression charge, when the person that needs to be charged with oppression should be the late Chief Interim Leverins.
Come on.
So we're here today to seek justice. We have filed this lawsuit for justice, and we are going to get justice for Mr. Gray. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Booker. And she's absolutely right. We are here for justice, because at the end of the day, accountability breeds responsibility. And it's our responsibility as concerned citizens that no one should be bullied. No one should work in a hostile work environment. No one should be held to a standard because someone is telling the right thing, and then you want to turn around and put them in a compromising situation, and then also in a form of retaliation. That is unacceptable. Unacceptable. And I don't care if you're a public official, and I don't care if you're a bum on the street. Right is right, wrong is wrong. So justice will be had.
That's right.
Based on the corruption. Because I'm telling you now, I'm finna jump right in the pool of corruption, and I'm finna drain it. And I'm letting you know, if you watching, any one of you elected officials that's out there in Prairie View, the hammer is going to be thrown in your county, because I'm coming. So next, I would like to bring up Mr. Gray's mom, who was the actual whistleblower who started the chain of reaction of them oppressing him. Come on up. Give them your first, last name.
Yes. My name is Marie Herndon Gray. I am Sergeant Rodney Gray's mother. This lawsuit was filed to bring light on the corruption in Waller County and Prairie View by pointing out the misspending of money and mismanagement of not only money, this is tax money we're talking about from taxpayers, mismanagement and misspending of money. Brian Rowland crashed the city vehicle, made it immobile, left the scene of that crash. The same Brian Rowland could determine which delinquent water bills would be disconnected. Yet, he was living in a house that continually had a delinquent water bill, and it was never disconnected. And to this day, as I speak, he has a delinquent balance. Is that fair? The lawsuit will expose the people responsible for filing misdemeanor charges against Sergeant Gray. Those people, Brian Rowland, Kevin Leverett, and the Waller County District Attorney. My son will never will never get a fair shake in Waller County as long as corruption continues. Got to stop. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. So now we're going to bring up Mr. Rodney Gray. And I just like to add that, Mr. Rodney, we stand behind you 110%.
That's right.
Because one thing is, we rock with good cops. We bury bad cops. Okay? So, Mr. Rodney, let me have you come on up, please.
Thank you, Dr. Matthews. I'm Rodney Gray, former patrol sergeant for the city of Prairie View. I never imagined that day I got that call from the former interim chief, Leverance, demanding that I shut my mother down. When I did not give him the response that he expected to get, from that point on, it just became hell on wheels. And it got to the point where I was taken off of duty due to stress, high blood pressure.
My God.
On his last day, once the city council realized what they were dealing with, they let him go. On his last day in office, he comes to my house while I'm out on medical leave to fire me. I'm here I've served that city as a volunteer fireman and then as a patrol sergeant. What's being done out there and the waste of monies and the fact that some of these high-ranking folks can do whatever they want to do and get away with it is not right. This all started behind a crash of a vehicle that the then chief asked me to assist the detective in investigating a report of a city vehicle that had gone through private property early in the morning and was abandoned and was towed as an abandoned vehicle. From that point on, things changed for the worse. I'm gonna pass it back over to, and I thank you all, and please pray for us in this city because right now we're not getting it.
I'm very upset. I don't stand up for a lot of officers. My name is Johnny Binder, Dr. David Jeremiah, and I had a 4-month trial right in this place right here. I'm only trying to stay to Texas. I want to say something about this brother and his mother. I love both of them. And for a man to go give 8 years of his life and could have got killed at any time and put his life on the line for the county of Waller and Prairie View, I don't understand how Brian Rowland, Kevin Laverne, and the DA system could ever do what they're doing to this man. Because his mother, a whistleblower, tells the truth, you turn around and retaliate on the son, and his daughter and his son is standing here, and they watching this here. You think our children, why you think our children corrupted now? Because of this kind of stuff. So the children's saying to us, when can they get justice? If their mother and father can't get justice, his daddy can't get justice, and he's a police officer. He's not a drug dealer. He ain't stole nobody's car. He ain't broken nobody's house. This man served 8 years, sir? 8 years. Huh?
In law enforcement.
In law enforcement. On both of them, in Waller and in Prairie View. I don't even believe I'm standing here, Dr. Candace. It is crazy because the mother do what's right. She did what's right. Her son gonna suffer. You gonna take his job and in the last day go to his house and fire him? If you think that you're gonna get away with that, sir, Dr. Candace, and one of the toughest lawyers in the state of the United States, and myself, and us, we're coming down there to Waller. We're coming with a hammer. And every one of y'all has something to do with this here. We're gonna uncover you. So you can start running, we'll catch up to you though. You're not gonna get away with this. You're gonna get this man his job back, you're gonna honor him, any money he lost, any wages, any stress, any doctor, and that's some mental conditions, blood pressure's up. This man needs a psychosocial assessment, a dianetic. Y'all done created a problem with his children back here. Look at it, his daughter ain't smile yet. You done hurt his family because you a rotten thief and you stealing money. And because the mother give it up, you want to fire the son the last day. But God sits high and looks low. You will not get away. And I promise you, what you see here, we on the way to Waller. We on the way to Waller. We coming. and you will not get away. We got more evidence to prove what you've done, and we're going to uncover and put it on the national news where you can be fired and get you away, but just giving the job back ain't going to be good enough. And so you're going to have to work till you get your head together, your wife, your family together, and you can love your mother. And we apologize for this, man, but it'll never happen again, not with him. Y'all dead wrong. His mother blowed the whistle. She blowed the truth, and you're going to retaliate on the son. I stand here with Dr. Candace. I stand here with my sister. Gloves up, guns down. That's what we stand for. We telling you, Walla, we telling you, Prairie View, you picked the wrong one. We're going to uncover everything you done. When she say sling that hammer coming. You might as well send us the paperwork, might as well sit down with us. And if you're talking about doing anything to either one of these here, don't do that. Don't do that. We stand 20-something million strong. Please don't touch these two. Please, please, because if you do, the world will come to the end on you. Leave it alone, and we will come. And this lawyer has filed this lawsuit, and we're going to win it. Dr. Candace, we thank you for standing up for justice and for our police officers. Thank you.
And I would like to end with this. I would like to say to the family, on the behalf of the Texas Coalition of Black Democrats, Harris County chapter, and statewide chapter, we apologize for this egregious behavior that has happened to you. But oh baby, one thing that they always say, what comes out in the wash, gonna come out in the rinse. So with these legal documents that's gonna be in this federal courthouse, some folks are gonna go to jail. And we said what we said, and we're done with this press conference. So do we have any questions?
Any questions?
Okay, well, thank you, and this press conference has been concluded.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Standing live here in front of the FBI building, it's your girl Grizzy, reporting live here in Houston, Texas, downtown area. Back to you, friends.